And go.
Okay, so we all kind of know the basics about bootlegging. The term actually comes from, cowboy boots, where people would hide things in their boots. And the term moonshine is thought to come from, smuggling things at night under the moon when it's secretive. We all know, like, these famous gangsters like Al Capone, but there are actually quite a number of female bootleggers, and they had an advantage. The police were not allowed to search women's bodies, so they could hide alcohol on their person.
Wow.
So a lot of male smugglers took advantage of this and recruited women into their ranks. And there's a book by Fred Minnick called Whiskey Women that you can check out if you want more info on these badass female bootleggers. But one of the most interesting connections I find is the connection between gay bars and bootlegging. And a lot of gay bars during Prohibition and afterwards were run by the mafia. And because it made sense, the mafia was already doing a lot of illegal things, from producing and selling alcohol, prostitution, gambling. So operating gay bars, which were illegal, fit their,
So you're saying the mafia ran a bunch of gay bars?
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh. That is interesting.
So let's recall, during this time it wasn't illegal to be gay, but public displays of gayness, as I'll call it, PDG, was illegal. It was considered disorderly conduct. And so operating a gay bar came with a lot of risks that the average, barkeep really couldn't handle, according to the world. But the mafia could handle this. They could pay off the police. They could use intimidation and violence. And so they continued to operate gay bars even after Prohibition, because a lot of these disorderly conduct rules weren't revised until the 60s and 70s. The Stonewall Inn, which is the most famous gay bar probably in the world, was run by the mafia. And shameless plug alert, I wrote more about this in my book, New York's Historic Restaurants, Inns, and Taverns. And guess what? You can pre-order it right now on Amazon.
There we go. Thank God there's a plug in here. Otherwise, this would be a waste.
So it's my second book by Globe Pequot Press, and everyone should buy it. Okay, so I'm almost done. By the 30s, it's kind of clear Prohibition is a disaster, not only economically, but we're not really enforcing it. Also, it made criminals out of so many average Americans who were, just looking for a beer. Plus, it was leading to a lot of deaths because unregulated, the alcohol supply didn't have to meet any standards and made a lot of people sick.
Man, if only there was some sort of, thing happening in our age that was really similar to this that we could really relate to, but I got nothing. I'm drawing a blank here.
Yeah. About 1,000 people in the United States died a year from tainted alcohol, which is no good. Plus, the Great Depression hit, and we needed, some economic stimulation, and alcohol could provide that. So, what's his name? Franklin Roosevelt, ran for president.
What's that guy?
That guy. He ran for president on a platform to end Prohibition, and he won. So in 1933, the 21st Amendment was passed, which repealed the 18th. And it said that Roosevelt celebrated the repeal with his favorite drink, a dirty martini. So, some states still continued to enforce bans, but at the federal level, Prohibition was dead. Today, there's even, you can find in little towns or even cities, blue laws where, you can't buy alcohol on Sunday before noon. So there's still some regulation on alcohol, when you can buy it, where you can buy it. But Prohibition died, and we benefited.
Clink. Let's drink to that. Okay, no, that was really interesting. I learned a lot of things that I just didn't even think to ask. I think I'm definitely gonna look up more about gay bars run by the mafia, for instance.
Mm-hmm. Is there a book that you could read that
Probably
goes
not.
into that?
Probably not. I don't think we need to get crass here with any sort of plugs. And like any other podcast exists solely for that purpose. So yours was a lot more interesting on my part. That's at least to me. So next week we'll call it. I'll have to find something. I like those stories that are kind of not what you see every day. So that's kind of where I want to go with this. So to again the two people listening, look out for that.
Yeah. So we'll listen to this podcast ourselves, and if we like it, we'll do it again.
Oh, we gotta do it. We gotta do it a couple times. Yeah. Cool. All right. I'm gonna end it there, unless
we need like a sign off, like that's the way the cookie crumbles. What could be our sign off?
I think we could just steal that. I mean, no one, right?
Brienza's out.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. 3, 2, 1. Brienza's out.